Okay, let's try this again. Alright. Oh, 10 bullets. Shit. Shit. Huh. There we go. Damn it. Shit. Bastard. Shit, I forgot to sell that thing. So I'm gonna go back there and sell that real quick because I don't need it and it's taking up space. I would like some more space, please. Alright. And in some other interesting news, I hear they're remaking the movie The Crow. Okay, now I'm a little fed up of remakes. I'm sure a lot of people are, and that's like a movie that really is just perfect the way it is. And I think it's a goddamn disgrace to Brandon Lee to do that to him. That is his film. The Crow is his film. It is not the film of the guy who made the comic. It is not the film of the guy who directed it. It's Brandon Lee's film. That is a goddamn slap to his face to even bother remaking it. That is his fucking film. It's just like, okay, well, I know Heath Ledger did not die on the set of The Dark Knight, but that in many ways it's almost his film. That is like his film, very close to his being his film. He's the central focus of the film. He's the reason everyone watches that film. People don't watch The Dark Knight Rises to watch Bane. They watch The Dark Knight Rises because they think it will be as good as The Dark Knight. That's the reason why they watch it, but it's not. The Dark Knight Rises was, shit. When it comes to Nolan's Batman series, I think the first one's boring. I think the second one is great. And I think the third one's ridiculous. Yeah, the first one's boring, but it has a good story. The second one is brilliant, and the third one is ridiculous. Okay? That's the best way to put it. The third one is ridiculous. But I would rather watch the third one than the first one because I find the first one just so damn boring. It's got a good story, but it's boring. And the second one's a masterpiece. It's great. And the reason it's great is because of Heath Ledger. So if Heath Ledger would have died while filming that, I would be like, okay, that's his film. But he died after the production. What I'm saying is there was a tragedy with The Crow, and it's really the only movie Brandon Lee has ever been in that anyone remembers. You know, that's his film. That is his fucking film. And I think that's what it is, a slap to his fucking face. And my other issue with it is they're taking the guy from the It remake, that Bill Skarsgård, whatever his name is, the guy who played Pennywise, and like, listen, I can respect him as an actor, but that goddamn that guy, that's all I can think of when I think of him, is the fucking weird, creepy pedo clown, because that's what he just came off as, is just like this pedo clown. Like, I like the fact that they made like Pennywise like 6'4" to make him more like intimidating and imposing, but it's just the way he kind of just like looked at the camera and gave you that like, I'm gonna rape you sort of smile. Like, I think they wanted him to do that, so I'm not blaming the actor, but that's like all I ever see anymore. It's sort of the same with Christian Bale. You know, like with Christian Bale, the only thing I can ever think of is Patrick Bateman. You know, when I see Christian Bale, I don't think Bruce Wayne, I think Patrick Bateman. And it's because actors like him and the guy who played Pennywise have somewhat of the misfortune or the good fortune to get stuck in this role that everybody knows them for, and that role just sticks with them and you can't remove it from them. And with the guy, Bill Skarsgård, whatever his name is, I think that role was Pennywise, very much akin to how Christian Bale had Patrick Bateman. That's all I can think of when I think of Christian Bale, for the love of God. I mean, even like his role in The Machinist, like it's not enough to take away from his Patrick Bateman character, is what I'm saying. But I guess at the same time, like, that effect just tells you that the actor did a good job. So that's what I'm saying about Bill, is he did a good job as Pennywise, because I think that's what they wanted him to do, is they wanted him to come off that way. They wanted him to creep kids out. So he did a good job, but I can't get that image out of my head. And it's the same with Christian Bale playing Patrick Bateman. He did exactly what they wanted him to do. Now, people will shit on Christian Bale, though. I don't know what it is. Is it method acting or something like that? But the thing that people say about him is he spends too much time like focusing on like the body and physique of his character than he does like the actual acting. I mean, I really don't pay attention to his acting. Like I said, I think he did a good job with Patrick Bateman. And any of those other roles, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, he puts more focus on like, okay, so The Machinist, I've got to lose a bunch of weight and look like I'm a star than, you know, Ethiopian. So he loses a bunch of weight, you know, a ridiculous amount of weight. And then Batman, he's like, okay, I gotta take steroids and bulk up, and I think he does take steroids. Because I just don't see how someone could just dramatically shift the weight and muscle mass in their body like that so sporadically like he does. And then like for The Fighter, the movie The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg, he's like, okay, well now I gotta look like a crackhead, I gotta lose weight again. And that's what people say, is he focuses more on like the preparation for the role than he does like executing the role. And a lot of people like sort of formed an opinion on him after that whole like Terminator Salvation incident. I don't know the full scoop behind that, but I do remember listening to the audio, and for me it's either like one or two things. Like, Christian Bale's either this like super pompous douchebag, or he was dealing with a complete fucking dumbass that really was just like ruining everything. And I can't put my finger on it because I can't remember. It's like one or the other. Like, but I typically know people think that Christian Bale is just this smug fucking asshole. But at the same time, I've worked plenty of jobs where there is just this fucking dumbass who does not get it, you know, and it almost seems like they're deliberately trying to piss you off. The only problem is like I usually hold myself back and I don't freak out like that, and I think that's the reason people had a problem with Christian Bale, is because he doesn't have enough patience to stop himself from freaking out like that. But it was all over like his shop being ruined, or something like that. But yeah, Christian Bale more than likely is just some smug, entitled asshole. I know he's like the nephew of like some prime minister or something like that. He comes from a very aristocratic, rich family, so there's like really, there's not like a whole lot of like grit to him. I'm going to say like he's not a very like normal. Like he's above the peons, is what I'm saying. He's above us simple fools. He's above us, the simple masses. But I don't know him personally. What I was saying is like, yeah, they're apparently remaking The Crow, and I think it's a really stupid idea. But it's becoming popular to remake things, and I know I bitch about it a lot, and I know a lot of other people out there bitch about it too, but it's just like, let me stop and pause for a minute here and be like, do we continue remaking things, or do we let the writers in Hollywood and the video game industry and any other medium, do we continue to let them pump out garbage? Because that seems like the only choices they are giving us, is because anytime they try to make something new, it sucks. Every time they try to make something original, it sucks. So what are we left with? And I think we're at a point to where it's like even a lot of independent filmmakers aren't even doing anything creative anymore. Like, I think it's literally, we've had so much convenience with the internet and so much convenient with the rapid increases in technology that we don't have enough spirit anymore to create things in the artistic medium that will derive pleasure from us. Like, it's just like we're just so used to pumping out garbage because now it's easy to pump out garbage. You know, and it's more career oriented at this point than it is from an artistic perspective. You know, people now create art because it generates money. They don't create it because it's something that comes from this aesthetic realm of their spirit. They're creating it because it gives them fuck you money. But I mean, fuck you money is nice. Don't get me wrong. And it's really easy to pump out garbage. Like I've seen it too. Like, there's a lot of painters out there, but there's not like a lot of good salesmen. Like, if you notice, like some of these modern artists, these painters who are selling like portraits for thousands of dollars, portraits that like really suck. They're salesmen, you know, they're just good at selling their art. They're not really like good at making it. They're just good at selling it. So, I mean, if you're an aspiring artist out there, and you're just broke and you can't sell your art, well, you have to be a better salesman. You know, like, I think that was Van Gogh's problem. Like, I hate Van Gogh's work. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like anything by Van Gogh. Except for Starry Night. That's the only thing by Van Gogh I like. His most overrated painting. But, you know, reading up on Van Gogh, it sounds like he was a horrible salesman. Really, that's what it sounds like his problem was, is he just didn't know how to sell shit. But people see something in his art. I don't know what people see in it. I think it looks like clip art. Okay, so
Please make a selection.
yeah, there's some people out there who will tell you that there's a lot of time where the art will sell itself. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, the art will sell itself if it's being sold with the same spirit that made it, I think, is what really should be said. Because you could create the next modern masterpiece, you could create the next Mona Lisa, and if you don't put it out there, then it's definitely not selling itself. Ooh, look at these hydroponics. Very interesting.